everybody, Chris here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. We're down at the house today trying to get the butler's pantry hallway area finished. We are putting up crown in the butler's pantry and in the hallway around the back door there, and trying to knock out the last of the wiring. We got to get some outlets installed and some switches. And then the only thing left to do will be this cased opening behind me, this doorway that leads into the kitchen and the family room. We've got to get that knocked out, but we've got to wait on the hardwood floors before we can do that. So yesterday, Amber and I put up the molding that goes around the top of those cabinets, and that kind of builds out the crown, gives it a little bit more of a robust look, makes it come out flush with the tops of the doors, so it doesn't look like it's sunk in. Just makes it stand out better and give it more of a detail. So I'll show you a little bit more about that here in just a second. And also want to give you a quick tour of the house to show you what all our tile contractor has accomplished over the last week or so. He's knocked out everything except for the shower in the master bath. So he's made a lot of progress, which is great because that's allowed us to focus on trimming out the entire house, which has been a lot of work in itself. So let me give you a quick tour here and show you exactly what we're up to today. Amber's coming in the back door here just now, so perfect timing. I unlocked it. Come on in. Hey, hon.
Hi.
Just catching everybody up to date on what's going on here.
You ready to do some crown?
You're ready to do some crown. You're just in time for the tour, though. I was going to show everybody real quick the progress that's been made in the bathrooms over the last week.
All right, that sounds good.
So let's run and take a look at that, shall we?
All right.
So we'll start our tour here in the guest bath. And as you can see, all the wall tile is up all the way around the shower. Everything's grouted in nicely. What do you think, hon?
I love it.
Looks great, doesn't it?
It does. And the grout made all the difference. So
It really did.
Brought it all together.
It really did. Again, the grout color goes so nicely with the tile, which goes so nicely with this Schluter corner beading.
Yeah.
And that beading runs around both sides here. These tile, of course, didn't come with a bullnose or a round over, so we couldn't really use them to edge the edge of this offset. So instead we use this corner beading, which really looks nice. Schluter makes a nice product there. And that looks really nice around the tile, the niche there for the soap as well. So this one's done.
It is. It's ready for us to come in, and we've got a lot of trimming to do. We've got the crown, we've got baseboard, shoe mold, and this window. Crown,
base, and casing. And then we got to do the outlets and switches here as well. We're waiting on this until we get this door set, which is going to happen after the hardwoods get out.
Yeah, just because it's so big and bulky. And
right. We gotta scribe it to the hardwoods to make it look perfect.
And so as soon as we get this trimmed out, then we can put in our vanity.
Yes.
Ready to go.
That'll look awesome.
It will. I'm excited.
Me too. All right, let's go to Reid's room.
Okay. Oh, watch out.
Crash into the vanity.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot has changed in here, tile-wise, but we've got our vanity set, which looks amazing. And Amber's come in and caulked and painted all the trim in here.
Yeah, the crown and
Very
the windows,
nice.
or the window, but I do need to come in and do one more coat there on those baseboards.
Yep, and we haven't finished the base in here either because, again, we're waiting for this door opening. We're gonna get Lawrence's help to do that after he sets the hardwood floors. We'll be able to go ahead and scribe the jamb and set that thing finished in place. But overall, this bathroom is looking really good. Again, we've got light fixtures and that sort of thing to finish in here.
I just picked out the light fixture. I need to order it tonight.
Nice.
And then we can get that and his medicine cabinet up.
Okay, we'll do the final install on the plumbing fixtures as well as finish up the wiring here. Yep. Okay, let's go to Grant's. See what kind of exciting stuff has been going on over there this week.
I don't think this vanity was in.
It was not. Nope, that has been done. So we've got baseboard in here now and shoe molding. That finished off his toilet niche there, his alcove for his toilet. We're not going to do crown in here, so Amber's just going to go and do a real nice edging with the paint here and make that look spectacular. And then over here we've got the vanity set. And that looks really nice. And because it's out from the wall just a little bit, we went ahead and built a filler piece to go there using a piece of toe kick and some scraps from out in the garage there. We made that, and that seals that off. That'll keep stuff from falling down in there once Grant's got his vanity top on there. And we've got that nice piece of molding along the bottom there that really sets that thing off. So this bathroom's looking really good. Of course, we've got to finish the wiring in here. Install light fixtures.
I was going to say, I've got his light picked out too. So
cool.
Again, I just need to go hit the button to order.
All right, we got to do our mirrors, of course, in both of these.
Yes. And they both got mirrors with medicine cabinets.
Nice. And again, we use the edging around the niche here in the bathroom. It does such a nice job.
Yeah, but this tile did have the bull nose, which we used here on the edge.
It did, yeah, so we didn't have to edge them.
Yeah.
We were just able to use the bull nose tile.
And we could have used the bull nose there in the niche, but
we could have. I think that Schluter edging did a nicer job there.
I think so too. It really makes it look pretty.
And it's chrome in finish, so it'll go nicely against the chrome fixtures and everything with the tub.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Let's run next door here and check out the master. Tub still awaiting installation.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of it's covered up.
It is, but you can see just how beautiful that marble tile is.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, the plumbing sticking up here, that is for the tub. There's going to be a filler there, and that's the drain. And then you can see the toilet, closet flange there, and the water supply line for the toilet there. All of Lawrence's stuff is in here now. Last thing he's got to do is the shower, but we're holding off on that till we get the hardwood floors done, because that's kind of the last thing that has to be done before we can finish trimming out, setting cabinets and all that good stuff. So Lawrence is taking a break, and we'll move on to getting all this hardwood floor down so we can go ahead and finish out all of our trim work. Hardwoods are going to go throughout the upstairs. So once that's done, we go in here and do all of our base. We've got a cabinet to set in the master closet. And the hardwood floors will extend out into the hallway and then go into all the bedrooms. So once that's done, we can come along and do all of the baseboards. Amber's been working on the railing here, sanding everything down, getting it ready for new stain and polyurethane. We gotta get that done before the hardwoods go down as well. No pressure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's happening.
Get to work.
Well, he's supposed to start on Monday, and I don't know this day.
Yeah, all right, get to work. So, yeah, she's got to sand down all of the stairs.
She,
yep.
I'm not going to get any help.
Maybe, but, you know, there's other things for me to work on too, so.
Yeah,
group effort.
Yeah, I'm just standing around.
No, you're obviously not standing around. I'm just saying that the stairs are probably going to be your baby. She's got a lot of work to do there. All right, so we're going to go down here and get started. We got a pile of crown in here that Amber has sanded and painted, ready to rock. So we're going to go ahead and get our first pieces up and fitted here. Got a few challenges that we're going to have to work with. Got these outside corners, and we've got the cabinets. Yesterday we got the starter molding up around the top of the cabinets. That's what I was talking about earlier. And it was a lot of fun to get these joints perfect, but you can see that through a little trial and error, we were able to get them nice and tight. These are 45-degree corners, so we had to cut our corners down to 22.5 degrees there, and we got them fit as tightly against the wall as possible. But you can see they're flush with the cabinet doors, and then the crown will build off of that. So it just adds an extra layer of detail and builds that crown out a little bit. Unfortunately, all of our hard work, most of it's going to get covered up here in just a second once we start putting the crown up. But that's just part of it. So we're going to go ahead and get to work on that and see if we can't get crown up through this entire area.
All right, so we're gluing our first piece of crown together. We're actually going to glue 3 pieces together for the to help us with that corner cabinet. What do you think, honey?
not bad. Stuff works great.
It does fast.
Yeah, it's
Kind of almost too fast.
sometimes, yeah.
You don't get a second chance.
You have to be able to reposition it.
Yeah.
A little bit. You can if you don't use the accelerator, but
right. But then you kind of end up. We've done that, and it seems like you kind of move a little bit before it dries. So.
Right. That causes problems too.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move around and try to get the other piece.
Yep. One down and.
Okay. See if I can see.
Figure out how to get this one.
We've got a huge house, but yet there's really no open, unused spaces right now, is there?
Nope.
Well, that'll work. We can. Think it's gonna look good to you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to put it together without gluing myself.
I know. Let's give her a go. All right, fingers crossed, right? Not glued.
Fingers crossed, not fingers stuck.
Looks good. Whew. Okay, let that sit there for a little bit.
Yeah, gotta let it cure, and we'll try to carry it in there and put it up without breaking it.
Sounds good. All right, so we got it up here. Chris is nailing it in, trying to find a stud in the ceiling to do the crown.
Yeah, thankfully the joists run this way.
Yes.
So every 16 inches we got a good place to nail it to. Otherwise it's just trying to go into the starter molding.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing behind it. So
Right.
these joists will give it a good place to anchor.
Right. So the pieces that we glued together fit nicely. There is a big hump here in the ceiling, right here where this open cabinet is. We're dealing with that. And then it also slopes off here towards, let me get down here at the end. So we're really gonna have to finagle with that piece.
I shall finagle. To the best of my finagling.
Well, you're pretty good at finagling.
I do finagle. Better than me. All right, so we are still working on crown, and it's been a lot of fun, hasn't it,
Oh,
hon?
it's a blast. I hate it.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, the crown itself is not that difficult, but when you have issues with the walls not being plumb and the ceiling not being level and, you know, other issues like that, then it really creates some challenges. So over here wasn't too bad. We were able to take these pieces and cut them and get them nice and tight. We did our 45s there, and then we glued the joint on the floor and then put it up there and nailed it in place. So that looks great, nice and tight, and real pleased with that. Those joints all line up nicely, and they're very tight, so once we get them caulked and painted up, it's gonna look perfect. The issue we ran into was over here. For whatever reason, the ceiling is a little bit lower here, You can't tell just by looking at it, but what happened is the molding that we installed yesterday that kind of holds the crown out is flush with the top of the cabinets. So it sits on the top of the cabinets. Then when we started running the crown from this end to this end, you lose about ½ an inch between the top of the cabinet and the ceiling. So the drywall is lower here than it is down here. So we started putting this piece of crown up across here, and it started running down off of that molding, that starter molding that we put up yesterday. And so what we had to do was kind of twist and force it up to keep it in position. And then that messed up the next piece and caused this piece over here to kind of run off, downhill, toward the wall there. And so what we ended up having to do was basically make a custom piece that fits in this corner. I had to scribe it against the ceiling and take part of it off there right up against the ceiling. You see how it gets thinner going that direction. And then we had to leave this piece long here and then scribe it and then cut it off with the coping saw and then shape it with the Dremel tool. Right now it's got a coat of plastic wood on there, and I'll go back and sand that. And once we get everything painted up and everything, you won't be able to tell. It looks like a normal corner there, but man, it fought us every bit of the way. And then this piece, since it's pretty level all the way across here, there's a little bit of a hump in the ceiling there. You can see the gap. But this piece was a challenge because we had to scribe this and cut this one down. So where these two met, we had to get them, the same height and the same bevel. So I had to do a custom angle on it and also scribe and cut down the top part of the molding there. But again, it's nice and tight now. And so once we get the caulk and the wood putty and everything in there and get it painted, I don't think anybody will ever walk in the house and be like, hey, that's a ½ inch difference. So anyway, we got a nice lap joint here, and then we got it nice and tight here. So we're gonna leave that for now because this piece will go across the door and it'll die into a piece of molding that's gonna come around the stairway here, going up into the bonus room. So we're gonna leave that for now. And we're gonna switch gears.
Well, we're still doing crown.
Yeah, switch walls. Same gear, different wall. We're gonna work on this wall instead. So you can see we got the nailers up already, and then we've got to put the nailers up down this hallway. So we're hoping to make this a single piece with a cope joint on the right hand side and then an outside 45 on this side. And then we'll run all the way down the wall here as far as we can. Probably have to do a lap joint somewhere down here, and then it'll die into the wall, and then we'll have a coped piece running here, and we'll stop there for now because again, this little piece will die into the stair trim once that's done. So, sounds like fun, huh, babe?
Let's get her done.
Let's get her done. Probably dark and time to go home by the time we get that done. No. The way the rest of this project is gone. But that's pretty much going to wrap up the, well, I hate to say that. It's not really going to wrap it up. We still have to put the shelves up underneath that end, and we still have to do the switches and the outlets. But, it's getting a lot closer to being wrapped up.
It's closer.
This butler's pantry has
it's been a pain.
Been a real joy.
It would have been just a lot easier just to put a wall with a closet.
Just make all of this garage.
No.
Could have made this a workbench and a place for my welder and all that sort of stuff.
No, it was always going to be for food.
No, okay.
Now it's just pretty.
It is pretty, and it's going to be a real nice added feature for the house. And Jeeves is going to love his pantry.
Not quite sure who he is.
Jeeves, the butler.
Yeah.
He's going to love
it. Yeah.
All right, back to work.
Yes.
Okay, we got the piece over the garage door and then the piece going down the hallway up. And man, it was a lot of fun. Amber has already headed home. It's getting dark, and it's about time for us to wrap up. So she's already headed home for the evening. But let me tell you, this piece was a huge pain. For one thing, we had to cope this joint down here. And again, the ceiling was a little bit off here compared to the rest of it. So we had to really finagle that joint. But thankfully, was able to get it coped tight. So it really shouldn't take much caulk to straighten that up. We do have a few humps in the ceiling here. You can see a little bit of a gap there. And then another one over here toward the end. then it tightens up again there. And then it's pretty straight all the way down through there. So tomorrow we got one more little piece to put up there, and then that's it for the crown, at least until we get a few other things done. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do some electric work here, get these outlets in, and get some outlets in underneath the cabinets here, get those shelves up on the other end there, this outlet and this switch here. So just kind of take care of all this odds and ends stuff. This box here is for a decorative light, and we've yet to find the exact one that we want to put up there, and that's for a hardwired smoke detector. So a few other things to finish here. We got to go ahead and put up the glass shelves and put up the glass doors tomorrow as well. So glad that we got all of this difficult crown done. You know, crown itself can be challenging, but we've gotten pretty good at it. But this was particularly challenging because we're dealing with 45-degree cuts and then sloping ceilings and walls a little bit out of plumb and corners a little out of square. So it just made it really challenging. So we're glad to have this part done. And man, it's really making this butler's pantry look phenomenal to have all that work done. So we're going to wrap up for the evening. We'll be back down here tomorrow to go ahead and take care of some other things here in the butler's pantry. Once we get that done, I've got some chair rail to put up in the powder room. Got to go ahead and finish casing the window in the powder room. And then as we mentioned earlier, we've got to go upstairs and finish out the guest room. Got to put some crown in up there. Got to case that window, and then go ahead and do some of the baseboard as well. And then we'll be ready to set the vanity in there. So lots of progress, moving right along. We are starting to get into more of a time crunch. We have accepted an offer on our other house, and we've got about 6-8 weeks to get this place finished up to the point that we can move into it. And so we're excited to be under contract on our other house, but also it's crunch time. So we're going to be working overtime. Not that we haven't already, but working overtime to get as much of this stuff knocked out as possible. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see some big changes here, and the house is really going to look a lot more finished. So be back tomorrow, and we'll keep on plugging away this weekend.